Hello YouTube, we're making a video about cooking some surf and turf. So I purchased some Tri Tip steak at Costco yesterday, and you can notice that it's in the blue styrofoam, which is the prime kind of meat, and this is, like I said, Tri Tip steak, but what you'll notice is the marbling in this is very high marbling, so it's prime cut, and this cost me $25. It's 3 pounds, 2.96 pounds, and I looked at the non-prime because I wanted to see if it was a good idea to save some money, but there was a clear difference. This is much better cut of meat. You could clearly tell. These on the edge, they almost look like they're not prime, which I didn't notice when I bought it, but when I got home you could see how the marbling, there's not very much marbling, but the non-prime, it didn't even have this kind of marbling in it, like right here. And I also bought some shrimp. It's a jumbo size shrimp, farm raised. This is 20 pieces of shrimp for $14. So in total, for 20 shrimp and 3 pounds of prime steak, I paid $39, which I think is a very good deal. Sometimes we go out to eat at a local restaurant called the San Marcos Brewery, and we spend about $50, and you're not getting prime cut meat and shrimp. So we're going to go ahead and let this get to room temperature, and then I'm going to put this shrimp on some shish kebabs, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the shrimp prepared. You can see here I put it on these shish kebabs. I think these might be called tiger shrimp, but I'm not sure. But I looked up this technique on YouTube, so I'm kind of copying what I saw on YouTube, and I've done this before, but you anchor the bottom with a shrimp going through the back and the top, and then you just kind of put them over this shrimp and all in the same direction, so it makes kind of like one piece of shrimp, and it keeps the moisture within the shrimp better, or more, keeps it within the shrimp. So I put olive oil on this, and garlic salt and paprika. So we're going to go ahead and go to the grill and put these on. Okay, so the barbecue is going right now. I've got it at 400 degrees. I have it on high, so this probably isn't the top of the line barbecue. It's a Kenmore. I've had it now for about 13 years. It's a Kenmore, and it has been a very good barbecue for me. I recommend using an old barbecue. New is not better when it comes to barbecues, because the flavor retains itself. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the shrimp on. I'm going to set my watch. And we're not going to put these on very long. You can hear it sizzling, which is always a good sound. And you can smell the garlic. I'm going to throw these on, and I'm going to close the lid. I'm actually going to turn the middle burners down to low, and I'm going to close the lid. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, these have been on for about 1 minute. One thing I didn't do that I should have done is I didn't put the shish kebab sticks in water. It's always a good idea to do that. They're burning now. I'm going to go ahead and flip them. You can see they're not really done fully. They're turning pink, but they're not all the way pink. So I'm gonna leave these on now for another 2 minutes, and they should be done by the time the 2 minutes goes. I'm going to actually turn the heat up to high in 2 minutes. Okay, YouTube, we are now getting to 2 minutes right now. They look pretty good. I think this side actually, ooh yeah, those look good. Let's flip this. We'll flip this one more time. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So we're gonna give it about 30 seconds. So you can see this burning right here. That's because I didn't put those shish kebabs in water. You can keep it on. So we're just gonna go about 20 more seconds. And that's good. You don't want to cook them too long. So I'm going to take these off. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. They just turned pink, so that's what you want to see. So there they are. 20 shrimp, $14 Costco. Okay, so we've got the meat ready to go. I'm really looking forward to this. I've never cooked prime cut meat before, so this will be my first time. I'm gonna cook it with butter, and I used kosher salt. I think it has iodine in it, which is good because you need to get iodine. You can use sea salt and black pepper. I patted the steaks down dry. I'm going to put them on the grill with some corn oil. I don't have canola oil, but so I'll use corn oil. And I couldn't find any videos specifically on someone cooking prime tri-tip steaks. So I'm going to make a video and we'll see how it goes. Okay. Okay, so I've never done this before, cooking it on a cast iron, but I did find a video online of someone who did it this way, and so I wanted to try it because I'm going to be using butter. I'm going to be using butter with a spoon. I'm going to be basting it with butter, and so first I got to get the pan, get the oil on the pan, which I'm doing now, getting it all ready to go. This pan has been sitting in here for about 5 minutes on high, so it should be hot. Let's test a piece. Not quite as hot as I want it. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit more. Let me just let it get, I want it to get pretty hot. So we're going to let this get up to 400 degrees. It might take a few minutes. This is not a top of the line barbecue. It is a pretty good one. It cost about $400 13 years ago, $450. So it's been a good barbecue. Kenmore's a pretty good brand. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen any other videos for prime cut steak. This cost $25 for all this meat, prime cut. So we'll see how it tastes. Okay, it's at about 325, so I think it's good enough. We're gonna go ahead and try it. Here we go. Yeah, that's the sound you want to hear. I want it. Yeah, here we go. The video I saw of the guy doing this, he said to put the pan away from you so it doesn't splatter on you. I don't really know what that means. It's kind of away from me, I guess. But the results so far are exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, I'm going to let that sit on there for about 5 minutes. Or not 5 minutes, maybe a minute. Okay, you can cut it off. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. Now, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this butter inside of the pan. I've never cooked a steak with butter before, but I've seen a couple videos that say it's, you know, that's what the restaurants do, so we're gonna give it a shot. Start basting it with this butter. Just let that sit in there for a little bit. It should taste pretty good. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Let's see how it looks. Oh yeah, it's looking good. I'm gonna turn this. And I'm gonna just try basting it a little bit with the butter. Basting these steaks with the butter. Still sizzling pretty good. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Not quite where I want it. Probably shouldn't have put the butter on yet. I think I should have waited, but let's go ahead and see how it turns out. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I've got this on high. I think if I close the lid, it'll start to form a crust. That's what I want. I want to form a crust on the outside. Okay, it's not really forming a crust, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on the actual grill for a little bit, see what happens. See how hot that is? That'll do two things. I have a theory. It's going to make a crust, and it's going to allow the grill to get hot. The griddle, not the grill. So let's try this, see what happens. Smoke there. Okay, these have been on the grill now for about 2 minutes. They are starting to form a crust, you can see. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them back in the pan. That nice butter. Oh yeah, the pan's really hot now, so that's good. Yeah, that's got a nice crust on it. I think this is going to form a pretty solid crust here. Let this go for about a minute. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Look at that crust. That's exactly what you want to see right there. I'm just going to let it go for a little bit more because I like the way that looks. Starting to pop a little bit. So I'm going to flip them. I'm going to flip these. And this isn't the kind of steak the guy was cooking on the video I saw. I think he was cooking a T-bone. So it's a little bit different. I mean, much different cut, but this still looks similar to what the guy. This is a chef, you know, an executive chef. So that's actually the look that I was going for right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Let this cook for about 4 minutes. So we'll be back in 4 minutes and we'll check the bottom. Okay, it's only been about 1 minute and 20 seconds but I'm gonna check on these. I want to see how the bottom's looking. It's looking good, but it's not forming the crust, so I'm gonna do the same technique. Ooh, the butter is really lighting up when I do that. Let's see, prime cut steak from Costco. That butter is why I think it's flaming up. You know, obviously oil on it. Ooh, look at that. Flare up. It'll go down now. Okay, I'm going to close it. I'm going to keep those on. You can see the smoke coming up from the back. You see that smoke right there? That's my daughter in the background. One of my daughters. I have 2 daughters. Okay. Alright, so now let's take a look. Nice crust. Okay, I'm putting them back on. Same technique as the first side. This one needs to be put that. That one doesn't have a good crust yet. That one's pretty good. Oh yeah. I'm actually surprised a little bit that this is working. I mean, like I said, I've never done this before. So we're just going to do another couple minutes. Okay, they've been on for another 1.5 minutes. Let's take a look. Looking good. Alright, I'm going to close it up. Let it cook a little bit longer. Okay, I've got a meat thermometer, so let's see how this big one's going to take the longest. It's at 120 or 110, which is not enough. This small piece $120. So these need to cook longer. This piece they're not even at 140 yet. Well, I don't know if I trust this meat thermometer. Yeah, you can tell they're not done. Another session on the grill here. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the crust though. Looks good. I think this piece is done. I can just tell by how it feels. This piece is almost done. Now this is probably done as well. Even the small pieces are done. Yeah, this one's done. Okay, we're back. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook these because they're pretty thick, so I'm going to go 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take them off. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, so what I'm gonna do now, the grill's at 410 degrees. I'm gonna turn my burners off. And I'm just gonna let it keep cooking. And I'm just gonna let the grill go down to 200. You can hear it. It's got two things going for it. It's got the pan cooking it, and it's also roasting it with the lid down. So, and you can see the smoke coming up, so it's kind of smoking it as well. Even though this is a gas grill, it's got smoke from the fat and drippings of previous cookings. That's why it's such a good idea. It's not a good idea to buy a new grill. It takes a long time to get a grill seasoned, and this one's 13 years old. It's in good shape. It's got that flavor to it. So right now it's at 350 degrees, so it's dropping. It will now be 4 minutes from when I said we would keep it on for 4 minutes. It's still cooking though. It's cooking big time. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. It's at 300 degrees. We're gonna let it get down to 250. So I'm not gonna open it. I think because it is a Tri Tip steak, so it's almost like a roast, but it has been grilled, and so it's cooking more quickly than a roast, obviously, when you grill it. But it's still cooking. It's been 6 minutes since the time I said we would go for 4. And the original pieces I took off, this is what they look like now. They've now been sitting for about 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, so we're at 260. And it's been 8 minutes. So I think, no, I'm gonna let it go until it gets down to 250. Okay, so we are right at 250, and I can actually smell the meat. You know, it has that cooked smell, so I think it's done. Ooh, look at that. Looks good. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's firm to the touch. Yeah, this looks good. Take the spoon off. Great. Smells really good. Prime cut meat. Costco Tri Tip steak. I'm gonna let these sit now. You don't want to cut into it. Prime cut meat, Costco. Okay, so I cut open one of the first pieces I took off, and I probably cooked it a little bit more than most people like. It's like medium well, but it's very good, very tender. I mean, look at that. It's good. Here's the other piece I cut. These are the smaller pieces, so they're cooked a little bit more. But it came out. It's good. Very good.